Hey everyone, welcome back to another Spark Delivery Tips video. Hopefully you enjoyed the first one and some of the other ones on this page. I'm hoping you're not hearing too much of the background sounds. It's really windy today. We have heavy windstorms here in Las Vegas, or in the Las Vegas area, and you can really hear it in the background. So I'm trying to reduce that noise as much as possible. But anyway, I am going to try to upload content more frequently on this page. I think my next video might be a day in the life, but this one is a tips video, so let's get started. Also, hopefully you're not hearing my dog snoring in the background as she hangs out with me while I create this video. Anyway, so for the first tip, my tip would be to turn on your phone about right before 5:45. So as you see here, 5:43, the stores start getting hot and showing you that a lot of stores are available. And then at 5:45, the app will always send you this notification that your zone is busy right now, if it is typically busy at that time. Usually most are. And it's good to have your phone on at that time because the higher rates come in for the different shopping available, as well as pickup. And as you see, I picked a really good one, a high rate for the low miles. So definitely keep your phone on at around 5:45. You can do earlier, 5:30, but they usually send you lower offers or lower rate offers. So I've kind of tried out different things to see, what pops up. And your shopping always starts at 6, obviously, when Walmart opens, unless it's a 24-hour store, I suppose. And this is also true for evening times as well. It depends on, what stores are hot at that time. Next tip is to use a newer shopping cart. As you see here, this cart, the straps are really blue, whereas that one, the straps aren't. The newer carts will roll a bit more effectively and you can speed around the store with no problems, whereas the older carts might get stuck a lot or, might be a bit harder to roll, and you're trying to get through these shopping situations fast so that you can deliver the items to people and then move on to your next one. So it's just a quick tip. Next one here is to utilize the shopping preview, the map that's located in the app. Instead of just running around and, hoping you start in the grocery section, because you might have to, get assistance with an item that's locked up in a case, which is usually what ends up happening in the health area. So utilize the shopping preview section. If there's a map, use it and start in the non-grocery area first and then move on to the grocery side. The next tip is to utilize the completed tab to double check if you forget, which item goes to which person. It always shows you usually the one you just scanned at the top of the screen. So that's just a quick tip. And in case you forget, which item goes where, you can also, scan through and see, what the person, what item goes where to which person. But for some reason, the one you just scanned usually ends up at the top of the page, in that section. So you can always just take a quick look. The next tip is to bring tape with you, possibly keep it in your car or even with you in the store, because these Arrowhead waters, when you go to lift them up, the plastic breaks every time. It doesn't matter. It's not one random one. It's happened a number of times to me. I don't know why that specific brand, but I'm just letting you guys know in case you end up having to grab those waters. You have to be very careful. You might just want to pick it up as a whole. It's not as heavy as the other ones we normally get, but yeah, just keep some tape with you just in case, or the store can help you with that, the store associates. Next tip is to utilize Google Maps. The pictures, anytime you can't spot the house, Waze might take you to the house, and you can't decipher it's actually the house because you can't see the number because the number's not lit. It's not as easily visible, and it's, late at night, or sometimes here in Nevada, the number's on the concrete in front of the house, but you can't see it for whatever reason, or it's worn out. I utilize Google Maps, and 9 times out of 10, I can see the picture of the house, and that helps me more than anything else. So I use Waze to get there. Sometimes I use Google Maps too, obviously, but definitely looking at the picture will help you if you can't spot the house because it's late at night, it's not lit, the number isn't placed in any specific spot for some reason, which I've noticed in different types of housing situations that I've had to drop off to. So just keep this tip in mind and, hopefully it helps someone. Next tip is an obvious one, but just remember that these people are our customers, even though we're utilizing the app and, working for the app. Who we're delivering to are our customers, and they will tend to tip well if you treat them as such and treat their items as such. As you saw there, that was just a tip somebody left for me on the door, and then I met her and her dogs, and she was very lovely. And then she tipped me again inside the app, or made sure I was tipped in the app, and she didn't have to. Just because I was friendly to her, good with her groceries. I always make sure that I've gotten high tips just because I've bagged their items very smartly and very well. And just because I was overall helpful in some way, maybe explaining that the directions they provided on the app were not super beneficial to them getting their items on time or in a timely manner, and explaining that might have been harder for other people to differentiate. So I always give some tips sometimes if the customer seems appreciative or open to it, and it tends to help. Next tip is when you're taking the large curbside orders, the pickups, as you see here, this one was for 20. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was like $70 plus tips. Just make sure you take screenshots of all the customers that you're going to be delivering to, because it'll make it easier. The screenshots provide the order of your drop-offs, as you see, 3, 4, whatever, so that way you know when to have the next person's item ready. And since you might end up with 20 plus items, because some people have multiple items going to their house, so multiple quantity, it's good to know where the next person's drop off is coming up, and you can have the item ready, and hopefully it'll be quicker for you. Sometimes it may not make that much of a difference. Like in that particular night, it still took me double the time the app suggests, because again, the distance between some houses, the time it takes to get in some apartment communities, the time it takes to find the correct buildings because the buildings aren't lit, trying to unload the actual items to the customer without any issues, et cetera, et cetera. So, or just trying to be safe on the roads and not speed. So just keep these things in mind when you take on these large curbside orders, because they do take double, sometimes triple the time it actually suggests on the app. No matter how fast you think you are. And sometimes you get delayed at the store too. So that counts as well. And I always keep my Stride app on even when I'm at the store, because I am deducting any mileage from my house to the store to the customer's location back to my house or back to the area I want to be in. And that is my tip to you. My last tip is to utilize a deduction app such as Stride.